The evolution of the NBA, from 1946 to today. Imagine a world where basketball wasn't the global sensation it is today, without superstars like LeBron James or Michael Jordan to inspire generations. Strange, right? But that's exactly how it all began. The NBA, founded in 1946, faced unimaginable challenges, from financial troubles to the fight for popularity. Yet, against all odds, the league didn't just survive, it transformed into a cultural phenomenon that transcends borders. Today, we're diving into this incredible journey, uncovering the pivotal moments and iconic figures that have shaped the NBA over the years. Prepare for a time travel journey that will take you from the early games in small arenas to the grand modern superteams dominating TV screens worldwide. You'll discover how the NBA faced and overcame its challenges, grew in popularity and global impact, and became a platform for social and cultural issues. And if you think you know everything about the NBA, get ready to be surprised. Each decade brought its own stories and heroes, each contributing to the rich tapestry that is the NBA today. If you're a basketball fan, this is your chance to delve deep into the evolution of your favorite sport. And if you're just starting to take an interest in the game, this story will captivate you and show why millions of people around the world are passionate about this sport. So, stay with us on this fascinating journey, where every dribble, every shot, and every moment of triumph teaches us something valuable about perseverance, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Formation and early years. The NBA, originally called the Basketball Association of America, BAA, was founded on June 6, 1946. Imagine the scene, a group of visionary businessmen gathered to create a league that, at the time, seemed like a shot in the dark. They wanted to take professional basketball to new heights, but little did they know they were planting the seeds of a global phenomenon. In the beginning, the BAA faced many challenges, struggling for financial stability and trying to find its place among more popular sports like baseball and football. In 1949, a crucial event occurred that would shape the league's future, the merger with the National Basketball League, NBL. This strategic move not only expanded the league but also brought a new wave of talent and popularity. The NBA emerged from this merger with a more solid foundation, ready to capture the hearts of basketball fans. At that time, the league was still far from the glamour and fame we know today, but the groundwork for growth was laid. The early years were marked by uncertainties and challenges, but also by historic moments. The NBA needed heroes and icons to captivate the public, and they slowly began to emerge. Games were held in small arenas, often with only a few hundred spectators. But each match carried the promise of something greater, something that was just waiting to be discovered. And it is in this initial setting that our journey through the decisive moments that transformed the NBA into the powerhouse it is today begins. 1950s and 1960s, establishment and growth. In the 1950s and 60s, the NBA began to take shape and develop its personality. One of the first major icons was George Mikan, the giant who revolutionized the game. Mikan, with his imposing presence and unparalleled skills, led the Minneapolis Lakers to a series of championships, establishing the team as an early powerhouse in the league. His dominance not only captivated fans but also inspired future generations of players. Imagine watching Mikan in action, dominating the court with hook shots and blocks, a true living legend. The 1950s also marked a crucial moment in NBA history with the integration of the first African American players. Chuck Cooper and Nat Sweetwater Clifton were pioneers, breaking racial barriers and paving the way for many others. This integration not only diversified the talent in the league but also symbolized a significant step towards equality in sports. The presence of these players brought new energy and style to the game, enriching the NBA and attracting a broader and more diverse fan base. In the 1960s, the NBA continued to grow in popularity and quality. New talents emerged, and the game evolved in terms of speed and technique. Games began to attract larger audiences and gain media coverage, increasing the league's visibility. It was a time of transition and expansion, where every game felt like a spectacle and every season brought new promises. The NBA's growth during these decades laid the foundation for the golden era that was to come, with intense rivalries and players who would become legends of the sport. 1970s, expansion and challenges. The 1970s were a period of significant changes and challenges for the NBA. One of the most notable events was the merger with the American Basketball Association, ABA, in 1976. This union brought not only new teams, such as the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs, but also an influx of talent that revitalized the league. Stars like Julius Dr. J. Irving brought a new level of athleticism and spectacle to the game, captivating a new generation of fans. Imagine the excitement of seeing Dr. J in action, soaring over opponents with his legendary dunks. Despite the success of the merger, the NBA faced various challenges during this decade. Financial problems and an unstable public image were significant obstacles. However, it was in this environment that figures emerged who would help transform the league. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, whose rivalry began in college, brought this competition to the NBA, increasing the sport's popularity. Their epic battles on the court not only elevated the level of play but also brought an exciting narrative that attracted fans from all over. These years also saw the NBA begin to consolidate its position as one of the world's premier sports leagues. The games became more competitive and exciting, and television coverage began to bring basketball to millions of homes. The innovative spirit and resilience of the league during the 1970s paved the way for the golden era that was about to begin, where fierce rivalries and extraordinary talents would become the new norm. The NBA was ready for explosive growth, filled with unforgettable moments and cultural transformations. 1980s, the Golden Age. The 1980s are often remembered as the NBA's Golden Age, and with good reason. The rivalry between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, which began in college, reached its peak in the NBA. Their epic battles, especially in the finals, captivated audiences and elevated the league to new heights of popularity. Magic, with his fluid playing style and magical passes, versus Bird, with his relentless skill and precise shooting, created an irresistible narrative. Imagine being in that era, watching these basketball titans duel on the court, each game a masterpiece of strategy and talent. In 1984, the NBA witnessed the entry of a young prodigy who would redefine the sport, Michael Jordan. With extraordinary athleticism and an unmatched competitive spirit, Jordan quickly became a global icon. His aerial acrobatics and offensive skills not only enchanted fans but also raised the standard of what was possible in basketball. Jordan's arrival marked the beginning of a new era, where the NBA began to establish itself as a worldwide phenomenon, attracting audiences from all corners of the planet. The combination of these forces, the rivalry between Magic and Bird and Jordan's meteoric rise, catapulted the NBA into the stratosphere of sports fame. TV broadcasts became must-see events, and the league began to expand its brand globally. The 1980s were undoubtedly a period of transformation, where basketball ceased to be just a sport and became a cultural spectacle. The foundation was solidified, and the NBA was ready for even greater expansion in the following decades, with more stars and rivalries to continue the saga. 1990s, global expansion. In the 1990s, the NBA solidified its position as a global force, and one of the catalysts for this movement was the 1992 Dream Team. Composed of NBA stars, including Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird, the Dream Team dominated the Barcelona Olympics, showcasing the power of American basketball to the world. This team inspired a generation of new players around the globe, promoting the sport in countries where basketball was relatively unknown. Imagine watching those games, where every move seemed choreographed to perfection, a true basketball masterclass. The 1990s also saw the rise of dynasties that would define the era. The Chicago Bulls, led by Michael Jordan, became synonymous with success, winning 6 championships in 8 years. Jordan, with his tenacity and unmatched skill, became an icon, not just in basketball but in popular culture as a whole. His influence was so great that to this day, the name Jordan is synonymous with excellence. For any young aspiring player, Jordan represented the pinnacle of what could be achieved in the sport. As the NBA expanded its influence, the league also began to embrace new technologies. Satellite broadcasts brought games to international audiences, and the league's innovative marketing helped popularize players and teams. The 1990s were indeed a time of exponential growth and globalization, where basketball became more than just a game, it became a universal language that connected fans from all parts of the world. And so, the NBA prepared to enter the new millennium with a larger reach and fan base than ever before. 2000s, technological advances and new stars. The turn of the millennium brought technological advances that transformed the NBA in various ways. The introduction of high-definition broadcasts and the expansion of the internet allowed fans to follow games with unprecedented clarity. Now, watching a game was like being in the arena, with every dribble, pass, and shot captured in stunning detail. These advances helped take basketball to new markets, further increasing the league's global popularity. Imagine being able to watch your idols play, no matter where you were, with picture quality that made you feel every emotion of the game. The 2000s were also marked by the emergence of new stars who would continue to leave their mark on NBA history. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, with their dynamic partnership, led the Los Angeles Lakers to multiple championships, perpetuating the team's tradition of success. Shaq, with his dominant presence in the paint, and Kobe, with his technical skill and competitive spirit, formed an unforgettable duo. For young players, watching Shaq and Kobe was a lesson in how different playing styles could complement each other perfectly. Another defining characteristic of this decade was the influx of international talent that elevated the game to a global level. Players like Dirk Nowitzki and Yao Ming brought new perspectives and skills, showing that basketball was truly a universal sport. The presence of these international players not only increased the diversity of talent in the league but also helped expand the fan base worldwide. The impact of these technological advances and the rise of new stars and international talents solidified the NBA as a league without borders, ready to dominate the new era. 2010s to present, modern superteams and player movement. The 2010s brought a new era of superteams and player mobility, redefining the dynamics of the NBA. LeBron James was one of the main protagonists of this transformation. His career, marked by championships won with the Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Los Angeles Lakers, exemplifies the growing trend of star players moving between teams to form powerful alliances. Imagine the excitement of fans seeing LeBron return to Cleveland and lead the Cavaliers to their first championship, a true story of redemption and triumph. Another notable phenomenon of this decade was the success of the Golden State Warriors, led by Stephen Curry. The Warriors revolutionized basketball with their playing style focused on three-point shooting and teamwork. Curry's ability to hit long-range shots transformed the way the game is played, inspiring a new generation of players to refine their shooting skills. The Warriors' dominance and their multiple championships demonstrated that basketball was evolving, with strategy and precision becoming more important than ever. This modern era also saw the NBA become a platform for social and cultural issues, with players and the league taking a stand on important topics such as racial equality and political activism. Athletes used their platforms to promote change, inspiring not only basketball fans but people around the world to engage in meaningful causes. This combination of superteams, player mobility, and social impact solidified the NBA as not just a sports league, but a cultural movement that continues to evolve and influence society in profound ways. The NBA has always been at the forefront of social issues, and this has become even more evident in recent decades. Players like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Paul not only dominated the courts but also used their voices to address issues of social justice and racial equality. They became models of activism, showing that athletes can be leaders both on and off the court. Imagine watching a game and, at the same time, being inspired by these figures to fight for significant changes in society. Beyond social activism, the NBA has enormous influence in fashion, music, and popular culture. Players' fashion choices, from elegant draft suits to casual and streetwear styles, set trends and influence fans around the world. Players like Russell Westbrook and James Harden are known for their bold fashion choices, becoming style icons. The connection between basketball and culture also extends to music, with players frequently mentioned in rap lyrics and collaborating with artists. The NBA is truly an epicenter of cultural influence. The league has also become a platform for diversity and inclusion, promoting acceptance and celebrating differences. Events like NBA Pride Night highlight the importance of an inclusive community, and the league has strived to ensure that everyone feels welcome and represented. This progressive stance not only strengthens the fan base but also positions the NBA as a positive force in society. By combining entertainment with advocacy and inclusion, the NBA transcends sports, leaving a lasting legacy of cultural and social impact. Now that you've delved into the incredible history of the NBA, it's time to apply this knowledge and let it inspire your own journey. Think about how the league faced challenges, broke barriers, and constantly reinvented itself. How can you apply these same principles in your life? What obstacles are you facing, and how can you overcome them with the same determination that great basketball players have shown? The NBA is not just a sport, it's a continuous lesson in resilience, innovation, and courage. Ask yourself, what is my next step to achieve my dreams? It could be learning a new skill, taking on a challenge you've been avoiding, or even drawing inspiration from the work ethic of players like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And remember, success doesn't come overnight. It's a process of continuous dedication and passion for what you do. So, how about subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications? That way, you won't miss any new content and will keep learning more about the NBA and how to apply these valuable lessons in your life. We're just beginning this journey together, and there's so much more to explore and discover. Let's turn passion into action and make every day a new opportunity to grow and evolve.